Hi there, this is Josh, and today I'm going to be going over a sample progression of mirror box therapy training with our participant Kelsey. It's one of the unique ways that you can retrain your brain. It does this by tricking your brain into thinking that your right hand is your left hand, as you can see in the mirror right there. To do this, you need to first make sure that both of your hands look identical. So anything like jewelry or markings need to be covered or taken off to start this. So to start with, Kelsey's going to be leaving her hands still as she looks into the mirror, and this is really going to be helping to convince the brain that the mirrored image is really her right hand and not just a copy of her left hand. Next, I asked her to start moving her left wrist and rotating it. As you can see, really looks like her right hand is moving because of the mirror box, but in reality, her hand is just sitting there relaxing. The next thing I had her do was bring each of her fingers towards her thumb. As you can see, it really looks like her right hand is working really hard in this. But as I come to the back side, you can see that the right hand is actually just relaxing still, and the left one is doing all of the work. We then made the task a little more difficult, and I asked her to make a fist with her left hand. And as you can see, the right hand, from her perspective, looks like it's working real hard. And as I come to the back side on the box, you can see that I had her curl her hand a little bit to make a slight fist, but she's not going through that motion quite yet. Now I'm having Kelsey bend her wrists up and down. On that left wrist, she's going through a full range of motion, but as we get to the back side on her right wrist that's inside of the box, I'm just having her go through her pain-free range of motion. This is really working with those mirror neurons, getting the system working back to normal. Now we're going to go back to that task we were doing earlier, where she's bringing the fingers together. Except for the left hand, she's really going to be bearing down, giving some force through those fingers. And with the right hand, she's going to be go ahead and lightly touching them. All of this should be pretty much pain-free as we're going through. At this point, we're getting to where we should be able to rotate the wrist fully in both hands, but we're still going to be using that mirror box for the quality of motion and still to kind of trick the brain as we're going through this. So you can see both hands are rotating all the way with the thumb down and then the thumb up. As we make the tasks harder, we're going to go back to making the fist again, except this time the hand that's inside the box is going to be going to a little discomfort. The discomfort should only last as long as she's doing the task and should go away shortly after. If it lasts, then we need to regress and go back to some of those earlier stages that I was showing you just a second ago. If everything's gone smoothly so far, we're ready to go on to some object manipulation. Right here, we're just simulating using a pen and just kind of moving it around, kind of playing with it. It might act like you're writing. Go ahead and have some fun with this technique. And finally, we're going to end with using a knife. This one can be a little bit more challenging, mostly because in some instances the knife can be seen as a little threatening, especially depending on how your original injury occurred. But it's a good way to get back to doing all the things that you want to do in life. Mirror box therapy isn't a magic bullet, but it is one stepping stone into getting you back to the function that you want to be at.